Details of really what happened. Hopefully we'll get details from the black box within the pilot if they can recover that, but we'll keep our viewers as well as you updated as we get information.
Yeah, as you say, those flight data recorders, otherwise known as black boxes, they're always vitally important, aren't they? They're always near the tail of the aircraft. If they can dig them out, at least the aircraft investigators are making some huge steps if they're in good enough condition. Okay, Tabing Motse, thanks for rounding up what we know so far. Well, just to remind you, a Tatarstan Air Company Boeing 737 jet has crash-landed earlier while making a third attempt to land at Kazan Airport in central Russia. Latest reports say that 52 passengers and crew on board have all been killed. There were 46 passengers and 6 crew on board that flight that originated from Moscow's Domodedovo Airport earlier on. Emergency officials say there was an explosion as flight U9363 from Moscow tried to land. Now, we don't know whether that was actually on impact or just as it was trying to land. Early indicators suggest there was some sort of cockpit errors, possibly technical problems with that jet. However, we're also hearing preliminary reports saying that it could have been a crew mistake here as well. Kazan Airport has been shut down for now, as Tabby has been saying. The plane, as you're seeing on your screens, not an old Soviet-era plane in any shape or form, but a modern design, a Boeing 737. We don't know the year of manufacture of this or how many miles it had clocked up. But of course, the Boeing 737 is the best-selling jet airliner in the history of aviation. A production of this model has been going on now since 1967. They call it the workhorse of the skies. At any one time, there's at least 1,000 of those things up there. Most of us have travelled in one, of course, if we've travelled by air at all. The worst crash in Russia involving this model of jet happened in the city of Perm back in 2008. Then all 88 on board died. So, as we say, it was a Tatarstan Airlines flight. It was flight number U9363. I'm just repeating the details. If you just joined us now, you might be worried about anyone who may have been on that flight earlier on that originated from Moscow. We'll try and find out the time of that flight when it originated. We're hearing that preliminary reports now saying it was a crew mistake, but, you know, the early reports that came through as well also said there could have been some sort of technical error, even an explosion of some kind as this plane came into land on Tatarstan Airport. We don't know if it ended up on the runway or off the runway. We do know that Tatarstan Airport is around about 10-15 kilometres from the city. Hopefully no one there on the ground was injured here. What we're seeing, those are early pictures. We're seeing just a couple of crew there. We'll see some emergency lights on, trying to light up in the darkness. Very difficult to say really what you're looking at there. It looks like a piece of fuselage. Doesn't look like there's been a huge major fire, but that could, of course, only be part of what's gone on the ground there. Again, early reports saying there were 2 aborted landings, but now we're hearing there could have been 3 aborted landings. Well, if that is obviously the case, it raises questions about why that would have been, what went wrong the first time, what went wrong the second time, indeed, what went so tragically wrong the third time, if it was the third time this plane was coming into land. Now, 52 passengers, as I say, and crew on board there, all of them killed. 46 passengers, 6 crew. Emergency officials saying that there was some kind of explosion as flight U9363, and again, that's still not been officially confirmed, but we believe it's flight U9363. We think that was the flight number of the flight that was involved here that took off earlier on from Domodedovo. You're watching